like, and subscribe. We in rant mode. You know, we still in rant mode. Shout outs to Clockwork 1911, repping that Kappa Alpha Psi. I see you. Shout outs to what? I might have Mumbo Souls, Reign Supreme. We in rant mode. Now if you clicked on this video, it's a good chance you probably grew up watching Boy Meets World, right? How well do you know the show though? Cause you watched it, you saw the episodes. Were you watching it when it originally came on? Cause if you were, you would know about this. This is an episode rant, right? You would know about this, right? Because see, if you're a little younger, maybe you didn't catch it, when it originally came on and you watched the reruns on Disney, maybe, then you probably never saw this episode, right? Because see, Disney banned 3 Boy Meets World episodes out of the catalog due to, those episodes not meeting Disney's guidelines, let's just say. And we're going to talk about one of those episodes today. Yeah, you guys don't remember this one, but I do. And if you a ranter, you in rant mode, you probably do. You probably on point. But let's get to it. And I believe this is season, what is it? We in season 5, episode 18? Yeah, episode 18. And it's titled, If You Can't Be With the One You Love. You guys know, you're familiar with the show. It's about Cory Matthews and him meeting the world. It's called Boy Meets World. And I guess I never really spoke on Cory that much on this platform, but I'm not the biggest Cory fan. He's selfish. He thinks this world that he's meeting revolves around him. And it's this episode, we'll get into it. We're going to get into it. Matter of fact, let's get into it. The episode starts off, you see they're walking out of class. Shawn, he's not a school guy. He's like, I just wasted 42 minutes of my life. That was boring. And Cory's there, just moping around. And Topanga walks past, and Cory says hello. And Topanga's like, hey, Cory. And he talks to Shawn as she's walking past. He's like, did you see how she said, hey? Like, she act like she's not suffering. I'm suffering, because they just broke up. Right? And Shawn is like, I'm sure she's probably, she probably feels away, but, she just has dignity. You're crying like a little punk every 5 minutes, Cory. It's sad. That's why you wasn't invited to Kimberly Sussman's party. He's like, what? What you mean? Kimberly Sussman's having a party? Like, what was going on? And Shawn is like, yeah, she just got the nose surgery. She's going to have a party. She's celebrating that. But nobody wants to hang with you because you're depressed. You're a downer, including me. And then Shawn leaves. Like, because he's moping around because he, broke up with Topanga, of course. And Cory wants you to feel bad for him. The show is centered around him, right? How it's written, right? He was like, I don't want to be around me either. I'm done with me. And this sad music plays, and it's like, come on, dude. Like, you're in high school, dude. Like, come on, man. It's Topanga. She's Topanga now. But there's other girls that go to the school. Like, why don't you try talking to someone, Nonetheless, this goes to the next scene, right? And we're at Kimberly's party. Okay? You see Kimberly and Angela. You guys familiar with Angela, Shawn's girlfriend. they're engaging in conversation. And actually, in this scene, Kimberly's like, "Hey, Angela, you know, you talking to Shawn, right? Don't you, y'all date, right?" She like, "Yeah." It's like, "Well, I guess I can't dance with him," just boldly. Like, she like, "No, you can dance with him, but he's still coming home with me. Like, I don't know what you thought this was." So Kimberly like, "All right, whatever, And she gets a knock at the door, and Cory is there, crashing the party. He wasn't invited. She's like, "Dude, like, come on, man, leave, man. Like, come on, man. Like, nobody invited you." Cory like, "Well, you look just like Bridget Fonda with that new nose, buttering her up, buttering her up." And she's soaking it up, she eating it up, and she eventually allows Cory to attend. She's like, "Topanga gonna be here a little later." He's like, "All right, that's cool," and now you see Cory, he the life of the party. He telling old gangster stories about him and Shawn, like back in middle school, about when they jumped Ralph Magruder in the trailer park. We can touch on that real quick. That's a quick story. Back in the day, y'all know Shawn stayed in the trailer park. Y'all familiar with the show, right? And like, it's this dude named Ralph Magruder, used to pick on Shawn and whatnot growing up and whatnot. But this day he had Cory with him, so he ain't want to make it look like he was, like a little chump and whatnot. So he had Cory with him. Ralph go over there, tried to bully him. Shawn pop off on him. Like, they get to fighting. Shawn gets the best of him, right? And while Ralph was on the ground, Ralph Magruder, Cory go over there and kicks him. Why he down and whatnot. And like, Cory always tries to say like they jump Ralph Magruder, And Shawn pulls him to the side. That's the story, right? But Shawn pulls him to the side and he's like, "Dude, Cory, what's gotten into you? You're usually down. And I never recall you being this loud at a social gathering. Not to mention you're telling gangster stories from the past, from middle school? Ralph Magruder, really? I fought him one-on-one, and you kicked him while he was down, Cory. If you told the truth, it wouldn't make you look as good as you think, right? You know that, right? I've always told you that, Cory." And Cory's like, "Look, I'm not tripping, man. I got that groove thing going." And Shawn's like, "All right, I guess." And he's just dancing. Just laugh. And Topanga walks in, right? They see each other. Cory and Topanga see each other. He's like, "Hey, the other half of my heart and soul." And she's like, "What's up with you? Like, you look weird. Like, you don't really look cool as you think you do." He's like, "Huh? I'm in my groove thing. I'm cooling." And, she noticed like he dancing, like, it's like he's finally over her. And she don't know how to really accept that. She's Topanga, right? She's used to having him drool over her. So she walks over to Angela and Kimberly. And she's like, and they like, "Yeah, he's been like that since he's got here. He's like the life of the party. I ain't even gonna lie." And Topanga like, "Yeah, he's acting a little funny," but nonetheless, Kimberly cuts her off, right? And was like, "Look, Cory over there looking a little cute. Angela already shot me down with Shawn. Now, it's going around school that y'all broke up. Like, you think I could talk to him?" And Topanga like, "Look, yeah, he's single. Y'all could do whatever." I guess that threw Topanga off. She like, "Angela, I'll holler at you later, okay?" And she like, "Look, I'm about to leave," right? And while she's leaving, you see she's looking at Cory, and Cory's minding his business, dancing. He's at a party. You guys are broken up. Cory is doing what he's supposed to do. Nothing wrong with what Cory's doing. She can't take that. She walks out, right? So Kimberly like, "Look, I just got this new nose. I don't care about none of that. Somebody's son is going upstairs with me tonight." Bernie Mac voice. And right before she can make her move on Cory, Angela grabs her arm and is like, "Look, Kimberly, if you go near my best friend, girl, I'm going to make your new nose look like your old one. Like, Angela had her back, but I feel like it was blocking. Because God forbid Cory messes with another chick. This perfect world that you setting up Cory for, it's going to mess up your life, Angela. And it's going to mess up everybody's life around you. All your friends, including Shawn, okay? The one that you care about, is going to ruin his life too. Being around Cory he's only going to make everything about him and bring you down. Okay? But you'll learn that, Angela. You new to this school. Okay? My fault. I went on a tangent. Let me get back. Let's get back. So the next scene, you see Cory, he's in the bathroom. In the mirror, he's like, yeah, I'm the man. He feeling himself. He like, yeah, I'm the man. These ladies, they loving me out there. I'm the life of the party. I'm feeling like my big brother Eric. I looked up to him. He was getting all the girls until the writers made him take a stupid pill in season 3. He hasn't been the same since. It's like he's schizophrenic or something. We're going to get on Eric too. We will get on Eric eventually, right? But, yeah, and he's like, I think I'm the man. I think I'm going to toast to that. And we see it. See, Cory was getting his groove thing going outside, and he was the life of the party because he been drinking some groove juice. Yep. Cory pulled out a pint of some early times whiskey. Pulled out a pint on him. Took a swig. And if y'all not familiar with the early times whiskey, that's the same whiskey that was used to spike the punch in Back to the Future. Oh, y'all hip now. Right? Y'all not hip to the early times? The early times whiskey? Yeah. Cory pulled the pint out. Took a swig. That's what's been giving him his confidence. That's what's been taking the edge off, right? And in the next scene, you see his butt buddy Shawn knock on the door because God forbid Cory uses the bathroom, right? Shawn has to check on him. And when Cory opens the door and he's like, hey, Shawn. And Shawn is like, Cory, you've been in the bathroom for an hour and a half. What's going on? Like it's a party. Topanga left. He was like, dang, I was going to dance with her. And then he noticed, he like, oh, you got a pint of, that's yours? You got the alcohol? Cory Matthews? Cory like, yeah, well, you said I was a downer. Got a little something to take the edge off. You should have some. And Cory, because Cory's drinking, right? Cory proceeds to peer pressure Shawn into drinking this alcohol. Shawn is like, he smells it. He's like, nah, I'm cool. Why would I ever want to drink this? And Cory is like, well, because your goody friend is drinking it. And you'll never be able to live with yourself if you don't partake in some of this good early days whiskey with me. Like, come on now, you have to drink. I'm Cory Matthews. I'm meeting the world. I want you to meet the world with me, Shawn. That's his excuse he always uses with Shawn. Like, I'm meeting the world, Shawn. Come meet the world with me. Take a sip. Shawn takes a sip. And they in this bathroom for another hour. Y'all gonna see the pictures. Drinking back and forth. Sipping. Drinking. And y'all know, right? Y'all, we adults, right? Hopefully everybody's listening. We adults, right? Y'all know, y'all, you get to drinking that liquor. Don't it make you use the bathroom? Like, these dudes are making, like, what's like, we drinking liquor and, like, you guys watching each other use the bathroom? Oh, that's right, because it leads us to the next scene, right? When you see them walking, drunk. They're walking home, and they just said, yeah, we just peed on that cop car. They're drunk. Like, peeing on cop cars. Walking through the suburbs of Philly. And they just so happen to come across a random Rican guy, right? He's playing the lotto. And, Cory's like, oh, you down on your luck? He's like, what do you, kid, why are you talking to me? He was like, look, I got $10 for you. I'm Cory Matthews. I'm meeting the world. Okay? I got $10 for you. Would you get us a 6-pack? Get me and my friend Shawn. Shawn Hunter, that's his name. Cory gonna tell you governments. Me and Shawn Hunter. Get us a 6-pack and you keep the change. Spend it on whatever you want. He like, dude, are you guys police? You guys are minors. Like, no, do we look like police? Like, do I look like a police? He go in there and get them to bed, right? He get them to bed. And, like, they already drunk. They already finished the pint. Shawn is tossed it, And as soon as they crack open this beer, because now they've acquired the taste for alcohol, right? Like, this just happens, like after your first sip of alcohol. You drink it and then you like it, right? I've never seen that happen, but nonetheless, it happens when you're meeting the world, okay? And they get these beers and they're like, okay, let's toast. And as soon as they about to drink it, whoop whoop. Now you about to really meet the world. Now you about to feel like them dudes down the block in North Philly feel. Cory Matthews and Shawn Hunter. Whoop whoop. Y'all know. Whoop whoop. Police pull up. They looking stupid. And in the next scene, you see Cory father, Cory mother. They got him from the police station. Cory and Shawn walk in drunk. And Alan is like, look, man. Shawn, you out here got my son drunk. We know it was you. He mad. He like, man, like, thank God they dropped the charges because this was you guys' first charge. You didn't have any priors. Like, you peed on a cop car? Seriously? This got Shawn Hunter written all over it. And Cory's like, oh, Dad, like, it wasn't Shawn, it was me. Like, yeah, I bet. And Shawn is like, yeah. He's like, nah, Cory. Yeah, it was me. Cory wanted to feel good, and I showed him how to have a good time. And Alan's like, look, I'm sick and tired of the influence you have on my son. And Cory mother like, oh, Alan, let me holler at you, and pulled them out the scene. They went to go talk in the living room. Alan upset. He was about to hit Shawn. And they're talking. They're like, they don't need to be hanging with each other. Shawn lives in a trailer park. We're trying to raise Cory right. And while, they're having that conversation, Cory's hollering at Shawn like, why you doing that? Why you taking the blame? Shawn is like, newsflash, you're the good old American boy meeting the world. You can't do no wrong in this damn house. He clearly think I told you to take his liquor. Like, I know where his liquor's at. A pint at that. Like, I can't win. And I won't win hanging with you, Cory. You meeting the world. You gonna take everybody down with you. Alan comes back in the room with Amy, the mom. He like, look, y'all don't need to be hanging with each other. All right? Y'all need some time apart. And Cory's like, forget that. You can forget it. Like, and Alan's like, he's being a good TV dad because he's a great TV dad. I don't know if y'all know, Alan's a great TV dad. He's like, oh, I wasn't asking you. And Cory's like, Dad, you drink. And Alan pressed Cory drunk tail out with the quickness. Like, ho, don't you dare use me as an example in your shenanigans, dude. I'm a grown man. Until you start paying bills, till you get out this house and get you a job, then you can drink. How dare you? I don't care if you meet in the world. I know what this show about. But don't use me as an example. Mom jump in like, hey, Cory, thank God Kimberly's party was walking distance. Because if it wasn't, you probably would have drove. Just testing him out, seeing if he's still a little drunk. Cory's like, no, I wouldn't have drove. I'm not stupid. His mother's like, well, I can't tell. You peed on a cop car. Like, do we got to bring that up again? Like, what? Like, come on, man. Shawn, like, look. Thank you guys for getting me from the police station, but you guys are not my parents, okay? And I'm going to be leaving so everything can go right back to normal. And Cory stops him. Normal? I broke up with my girl Topanga. I don't have a heart anymore. I lost my life. And yeah, Dad, I stole a pint of whiskey out of your liquor stash. You know? And I forced Shawn to drink because I didn't want him to be alone. You know, this show is about me. I'm meeting the world. This world revolves around me, Dad. And Alan's like, oh, God. He looks at Shawn. He like, you know, I was looking out for my son. You know, that's all I was trying to do. And I said, you know, some things, you know, that I shouldn't have said. You know, and I'm apologizing to you. And Alan did not have to do that. Because that's his house. And he's still upset about the situation, clearly. He's still disappointed. But he stood on 10 toes, grown man. Like, yeah, you know, let me apologize to this kid. Because I was wrong. You know, I was sitting here judging you, thinking that you put my son up to this. And he in here crying over this chick because he's been with this chick since 2nd grade, allegedly. Because I can't tell, because in the middle school episodes, she wasn't on him like that, right? They were not together. But you let them call it, they rewrote history, and now they've been together since, I think, 2nd grade, right? Whatever, right? We ain't see the show. We stupid. But anyway, getting back on topic, right? Getting back on topic. And in the next scene, we're in Feeney's class, right? You see Cory, you see Topanga, right? And Shawn is just like making loud outbursts. He don't care, like just being rude, you know. And Feeney's like, hey, Shawn, you know, relax. You know, you disrupting the class. And Cory like, yeah, calm down, man. Like, what we doing? You know, Angela like, shut up, Shawn. You know, like you doing too much. And then Topanga jump in and is like, what's wrong with you, Shawn? Shawn is like, go sit on Cory's lap. When Mr. Feeney heard that, he was like, Mr. Hunter, are you on dope? Shawn got offended. He was like, dope? Feeney, don't you drink Viagra shakes, Feeney? Then made like a little horn like doop-doo-doo-doo-doo. Like he burnt Mr. Feeney with that. Feeney kicked him out of class. Was like, get out, Mr. Hunter. How dare you talk about my Viagra shakes? I'm Mr. Feeney. I've been teaching you every year since you've had school. You know, he's been teaching him every single year. So he knows Mr. Hunter he's off dope, clearly, right? And then you see Cory being a little butt buddy, following behind Shawn. Mr. Feeney, can I be excused? Let me follow behind Shawn. It's clearly something wrong with him. Forget my education. And Mr. Feeney's like, go ahead. You like, cause he's meeting the world, you know, so he gets away with everything. Like he should be in class. Why are you running after your drunk friend, right? Boom. Next scene, we get back to Shawn's house, right? Shawn gets kicked out of class and he goes right home. He's like, forget it, you know. And as soon as he gets home, he opens the refrigerator, goes right out there a bed, cracks it open like he just worked a 12-hour shift at the plant. Cory like, dude, you just got kicked out of class. Then you threw up on my shoes and then tried to fight me walking over here. And now you try and drink more. And then I thought we made a pact that we wasn't drinking. You know what happened with that? Cause that night, oh, I forgot to tell y'all, that night afterwards, you know, that night after the father pressed them out, they made a pact they was not drinking no more, right? Cause Cory was over it. But Shawn, clearly, he's not. So Cory's like, yeah, like what's going on? I thought we wasn't drinking anymore. Cause it was cool when I was fighting my demons, but I'm over that. I don't really care about you, Shawn. You don't need to drink. Shawn is like, look, I've been drinking all week, Cory. Cory like, you have? You know, like, duh. You know, you've only been around me every day. You should know when I'm drunk. But yeah, you know, and I actually been drinking for you. You know? And I mean, you got to think about it. If I'm drunk all the time, you're not going to be worried about Topanga. And speaking of Topanga, she should be getting out of school. You know, you should go cry across the street. That's what you do. You cry about her all damn day. Like, he's blown because he's drunk. You know, he's still a little drunk. He's been drinking all week, right? Binge drinking, right? Boom. Jack walks in. Jack is Shawn's brother that just popped in this season, like just popped up, right? Boom. Jack like, ho, what are you doing? Like, you out here drinking? Cory like, yeah, Jack, we were drinking this weekend at a party and Shawn is still doing it. And Jack is like, well, beer isn't going to be good in his system. And Shawn get up and like, dude, this show was going very well before you came in these scenes. Like, you're not my father. You're not about to tell me about my life. I just met you 6 months ago, Jack. And Jack is like, well, our father used to drink. And you know why he stopped, right? Like, no. Because he was an abusive, ugly drunk. And that caused Shawn to pop off on him. He popped off on Jack. And he getting the best of his big brother, too. Getting the best of him. They end up getting up. And Angela and Topanga just so happens to walk in, right? Now Jack is causing a scene. He's like, alcoholism runs in our family. You know? Like, well, what's wrong with you, Shawn? And Angela's like, oh, you've been drinking, Shawn? Oh. And Cory like, yeah, you know, after that night, you know, I felt like I could never drink again. And Topanga's like, oh, you was drinking too, Cory? That's why you was acting funny at the party? No wonder. Shawn like, ho, you should ask him why he was drinking. Why don't you ask him? Did you just break up with him? Because, see, Shawn, he's always thinking about Cory's best interests. He loves Cory way more than Cory loves him. And, I mean, literally, Cory shows it right then. He takes Topanga's side. Like, Shawn, shut up. We agreed to stop drinking. I have, and it's clear that you haven't. You know, Cory takes no accountability for the fact that he made Shawn drink in the first place. You know, like, his brother clearly just said alcoholism runs in our family. That was your time to step up and be a man and say, damn, you know what, Jack? I forced him to drink. You know, I had to take some accountability in this. Shawn, just hear me out, you know, and then he could have been a man. But no, he's a boy. He is a boy. He's a damn boy. And he's meeting the damn world. Left that boy out. Just out in the daggone open. He all in Topanga's ear. Yeah, I was drinking. And I'm going to tell you, I was an adorable drunk. You know, like only thinking about himself, man. Like, this dude, like, is fighting his demons over here, man. When you was fighting yours, you forced him to drink. He's fighting his because alcoholism runs in his family. Something that you started with him. With him, no. It's already been in his blood, but you started it with him, no. And you want to talk to Topanga, talking about I was adorable. Like, dude, you gotta be kidding me, dude. Like, you really meeting the world like that? Man, Topanga like, Slim, are you serious? First and foremost, you wasn't adorable. I saw you trying to dance. That wasn't you. And second, this isn't about us. Like, why you gotta make everything about you? God damn. Cory, we get it. You're meeting the world. But damn. Like, it's so sad, Cory. Just so, like, and like, y'all don't even know. A few scenes before this, Shawn was like, I'll take a bullet for you, Cory. And they hugged. That's when we found out Cory was an emotional drunk. And he's sitting here like, yeah, I was an adorable drunk. Unlike Shawn. Like, dude. Just sold him up the river, dude. Sad. A sad friend, Slim. Angela like, look, it's cool. We can talk about this. I'ma support you through this, Shawn. I'm a ride or die. Like, I'm one of them, Shawn. Shawn's like, look, nobody's listening to me, man. You just like Jack, Angela. Look, I drink because I like it. That's what I like to do. Angela's like, look, clearly it's too many people in here, sweetheart. Let's talk outside. Let's talk outside, baby. Come on. Let's go outside. And Shawn does the damn unthinkable. He shoved Angela to the wall. I know she had a bruise on her. Now, what was supposed to happen after that? Cory's father was supposed to be picking her up from the police station too, because she just caught an assault charge. That's what Angela was supposed to do. And y'all know that. Y'all know that. But Cory's meeting the world. And it isn't the real world, clearly. It's Cory's world, where he can force his girlfriend to give up Yale and attend that little community college they went to. My fault. Let me get back on topic, because man. So, yeah, he shoved Angela, right? He shoved her. She was supposed to pop off on him. She didn't. This is Cory's world. We already know that, right? Angela like, I don't like when you drink. Call me when you don't. And then she leaves out. And, of course, Shawn is drunk and embarrassed. And he's probably worried about Angela's father, Tyrone, of course. And he's going to look back and say, how did this just happen? Like, you know how it just happened. Cory got you drunk. That's how it happened. Cory's going to bring you down. He's going to bring your life down, because he wants the world to revolve around him. And in the next scene, Shawn show up to Cory's house. He holler at, Cory father, Alan. He like, look, I'm not drinking anymore. You don't have to worry about that. But if you don't want me to be around Cory, you don't have to worry about me. I'll stay away from him. I understand. And of course, Alan gives in. It's a show. He's like, y'all was drunk, but y'all still good. I'm going to still allow y'all to be friends, But don't get it twisted. He's still on punishment, And Cory, comes downstairs and talks to Shawn. He's like, yeah, how you feeling? Shawn like, yeah, I'm all right. I got to apologize to a lot of people. Angela still won't return my messages, And in the next scene, you see Shawn, he's trying to give Feeney an apple. Feeney's like, I don't want your apple, Mr. Hunter. Shawn even offers him $12. He's like, nah, no, thank you. I thought you was off dope. It's like, no, I was just drunk, Mr. Feeney. But, me and my brother, we hollered at a guy, and we're going to get some help. And he was like, well, that's good. I've been teaching you since you've started school. So I know when one of my students is on dope, And Topanga walks in, and she was like, yeah, I got your card in the fruit basket. I forgive you. Cory walks in, of course. And then we see Angela, right? We see Angela, and Shawn is like, I don't like when I drink either. And Angela says, good, because I like you better when you don't. And takes him back. Like, are you kidding me? Angela, I'm surprised Angela's father, Tyrone, wasn't up there. And y'all know what would have happened. He would have put his size 12 Jordan inside of Shawn. Y'all know what hole I'm talking about too. Y'all know, and I wish Cory would have tried to jump in like they did, what was his name, Ralph Magruder? I wish he would have tried to jump in. Cory would have, he would have met world, all right. He would have met God that day too. I tell you that, meeting the world. Man, like and subscribe. Random Rants.